Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Hydra, and this is Rust Console Edition. So I'm about to start my next tutorial. For those of you waiting for my elevator build, it will be coming soon. Um, still trying to figure out a few things on that to get it nice and simple for everyone, but that will be coming soon. But for my next tutorial set of videos, it's going to be about building, and so I figured why not start that series off with where to build because there are a few things that some people do overlook. Most people just come in, slap down a base, and then go from there. But um, if you could be a little bit more strategic and um, um, a little more forward thinking about where you place your bases, it's really going to help you. So, and this is mostly focused on after the wipe, new blueprint wipe. You need to find a new server, or your map just changed and your map looks like garbage. You want to look for a new server. So, what are you looking for in a server? That's what this video is here to help you with. So, I found this server here, going through the list, and this is one of the servers that I would really enjoy playing. It could probably use a little bit more snow. This isn't quite as much as I would like for my liking, but this will do. Um, but why do I like this map? Well, I like this map for a number of reasons. One, the outpost is right close to the shore. So for me, because we don't have helicopters and we don't have, horses or main modes of transportation, and because 90% of the time you're going to die, you're dying in the center of the map going to one of the monuments. I like to get around using boats. So out here, for example, this outpost, I would make myself a little boat base here on the shore. And then anytime I had to do an outpost run, I would just drive into my boat base and then run to outpost from there. So say my base is up here, instead of having to run all the way down here, I would just use that little bit of low grade and I would drive around to the outpost into my boat base where it's nice and safe and then run to outpost. And I'm going to do the same thing for most of these things actually. So I'm going to just build myself another little boat base here, probably E4, E5, somewhere in there, so I can go to Bandit. I would build another one somewhere around here or near the snow biome, so I could go to launch site, and I would put other ones around the map. And that's just going to make traveling back and forth and getting around the map easier. And if you have a boat stashed in all of these little boat houses and you need a boat real quick, well, you can just spawn in one of your other boat houses and grab yourself a boat and drive away. And if it gets raided, well, oh well, it doesn't really cost you much to upkeep it. And the only things for keeping in there is some boat farming stuff and a little bit of low grade. So it really isn't a big loss. So that's one of the main reasons why I came to this map here and decided to do the tutorial on it. It's because it's got an outpost right here by the water, and the bandit camp right here near the water, and launch sites usually near the water. That's the one benefit of actually playing the console edition is the maps are smaller, so things are closer to the edge most of the time, and it just allows you to get around quickly to different places. Next thing you want to do is generally you want to build in the south and you want to find a snow biome. You're not going to find too many nakeds living here in the south. It's too cold. They don't want to run around here, so the chances of you being grubbed are less. And then all of the trees here, they're also really good for wood. It's some of the best wood in the game. You've got lots of visibility. People will stand out. You can see in a distance. So um, for surviving, you really want to try and live in the cold biome the best you can. And if you're running a little bit of electricity with a simple heater, then you don't have to ever worry about the cold. Um, yeah, so living in the cold biome is one of the best things you can do. Now, why do I want to live on the south end? Well, because of the sun. So as you can see right now, the sun is setting, and it's setting to my southwest. So because I'm on the south and I'm on the coast, I'm never going to have anything ever obstruct my solar panels or anything like that. Like if I was living behind a mountain or something and the sun was setting. So I have the maximum amount of time for daylight for my power generation. That's typically why I like to live on the south. And then another thing I recommend is like this guy right here, is build yourself up against the rocks. Now, this isn't one of those rock bases people have been complaining about. That's where people are glitching into the rocks and living in the rocks. But this is just simply so you build next to a rock, you find yourself a large rock or a cliff, and you build next to it. And the reason why you want to do that is because it's saving you from having to honeycomb. Say your core is right here. That's a whole side of a base that you don't have to honeycomb because that rock is protecting it. I mean, you do have to still protect up, but you don't have to protect out. So that's going to allow you to keep less resources needed in your upkeep in order to maintain that base. And I also, lastly, like to build right here on the coast. Again, because I like to go boat farming. You can see that little floating junk pile out there. Between the junk pile and the sunken treasure and stuff like that, that's going to give you all of the components and everything that you're going to need in order to do most of your crafting, other than your higher tier stuff. Um, and you're going to find a few things too, like your solar panels and your batteries, so you don't actually have to research them in the research bench until later. And then all of this stuff you can collect and recycle to help you with your scrap and your BPs. So boat farming is one of the safest ways you can go, especially if you have an extra tank on you, because you're always going to have more air than the next guy chasing you, and you can easily just swim away and be safe. So because I like living next to the water, I want to have a boat base, but I don't want to live in a boat base. They're not very strong. So you can actually make your boat base part of your compound and your external TCs. So instead of just having an external TC by itself, you make that external TC an actual boat base that's connected to your regular base in your compound. So you have safe transportation back and forth and you're not being killed as you're traveling back and forth there. So that is the main guide here for where to build and what you're looking for your maps. I hope this helps, and as always, please like, subscribe, share, and any questions, comments, concerns, please don't hesitate to ask. Oh, and by the way, if you ever see this chopper, um, apparently he doesn't want to come see me. But if you ever see the chopper, just make sure that you only have 2 pieces of clothing on, no more than 2 pieces of clothing, and you don't want to have a single weapon or tool in your hotbar. So as long as you have no weapons or tools in your hotbar, and you're wearing 2 pieces of clothing or less, then that helicopter shouldn't bother you. But, it's the helicopter. He attacks whoever he wants, really. So, but yeah, thanks, guys. Have yourselves a great day. Ciao.